Before we get to the business of the day, a quick thing I want to get off my chest after a news story today that really troubled me. You know, I sometimes do wonder what kind of country this is becoming, and whether I need to add another metre or two to my fence. It's like we're losing not only our brains but our moral bearings. And it's not just this mad panic about the coronavirus, and that's obviously bad enough. The selfishness you see, as well as the stupidity, it's every man and woman for themselves in a crazy rush day after day to empty shops of toilet paper. I mean, check out this swarm at an Aldi shop in Sydney on Friday. Incredible. Are people losing their minds? Well, in fact, you know, we already know that our education standards are falling compared to the rest of the developed world. In science, for one, which would have been handy to fix in time for this virus. And that's not all that's crumbling. Remember all those conservatives, me too, saying the marriage tradition, at least we must keep that strong to protect children. And for some of us, that was one argument for saying no to gay marriage. What a joke that argument looks now. I mean, trashing marriage. How about the fact that the TV rating smash of the year is Channel 9's Married at First Sight, where couples go through sham marriages and they act like complete ferals. Well, at least some of them.
Okay, with my wife?
3 times, but I was going to tell you.
They haven't even had Andre.
There is a rumour going around that Hayley was hooking up with Michael quite frequently. When I found out that Hayley and Michael were cheating, I sent Stacey a message that night. End of the day, takes 2 to tango, so she should know that her man is not being faithful to her.
Did you hook up with my husband? Yes, I hooked up with Michael.
That is the ratings smash in Australia. But to the news today. To the news today. News that probably just swept by most people, but think what it means. Australians are spending more than $11 billion a year on ice, on cocaine, on MDMA and on heroin. $11 billion a year. And that's not including a lot of so-called softer drugs like marijuana. $11 billion a year, and that is nearly $2 billion more than the year before. Australians just can't get enough of this stuff, more and more. You just think about all that money, all those billions on blowing people's brains rather than, you know, being spent on feeding their families or building a business or educating the kids. How about buying books or maybe giving to charity? Now, that estimate comes from the Australian Criminal Intelligence Commission after testing what we send down the toilet. Pity the fish at the other end. Now, the big one in there was ice, of course, and our hospitals can tell you exactly what ice can do. This is what patients on drugs like ice have been doing in the emergency department of the Royal Melbourne Hospital. God knows what they're doing out in the streets or in their own homes. Well, maybe in their homes is different. Maybe they just sit there and watch Married at First Sight. It's that kind of country now, isn't it?